Hi guys, welcome to our postpartum series. My name is Jess. Today we're actually going to start standing. So it's our first class doing some squats. So let's get standing on our mats. So for our squats, we want to make sure we have good posture first off. We're engaging our abdominals, we're lifting our pelvic floor muscles. So before we begin, we'll just run through the basics. First, the breathing. So place your hands onto your rib cage. I want you to take a big inhale through the nose, sending your breath into the ribs. And then exhale through the mouth, feeling the abs contract and come back together. Once again, take a big breath in through the nose, sending the breath into the rib cage, and exhale through the mouth. Well done. Now for your core, I want you to imagine you're wearing a corset. So you can place your hands on your belly like that so you can feel the engagement happening. So imagine you're wearing a corset. And I want you to imagine someone's behind you, starting to tighten that corset. So I want you to start cinching your abs inwards, like you're being squeezed by a big belt, corset. So start cinching in, and I want you to keep going, 100% engagement. Hold it there. Now I want you to imagine someone's loosening that corset. So start loosening it, maybe about halfway, then just another little 10 to 20%. So you always have engagement there, but you're not overly squeezing, but it's supporting your back, it's keeping your posture right, and of course it's holding everything in. Next, we're going to do pelvic floor. So we've been doing pelvic floor, so by now you should know what muscles we're talking about. So we're going to use the imagery of a zipper. So I find that one is good to kind of understand what you should be doing. So starting from the bottom, we're going to imagine we're zipping up those internal muscles. So start zipping all the way up to the top until you've reached the top. You can't go any further. 100% engagement here. Hold it. So that squeeze and lift. Now start unzipping, so come about halfway down, another little 10 to 20%, and that's what you want to hold throughout your squats, okay? So let's get into our squat position. So because you are postpartum, your joints will be a bit more lax. You'll have a little bit more of a hormone called relaxin, which makes you're more susceptible to injury. So we're really going to take it slow. You're going to listen to your body and really just try to focus on your form from here. So let's take our feet hip-width apart or slightly wider if that works better for you. So it's more of a personal preference for your squat. I like to go slightly wider. I also like to turn my feet slightly out, kind of like a penguin, but that's also personal for me. It just feels better for my knees. You just want to make sure your knees are trailing in line with your feet when you are squatting. So let's take our hands centered from here. We're engaging that core. We're lifting that pelvic floor. We're inhaling through the nose and out through the mouth. So let's get right into it. Like you're sitting into an imaginary chair, we're sending our glutes back, coming straight back up to standing. So put all the weight into your feet and just take your time here. Three more. Let's do last one. And back to standing. Well done. Now we're coming down to the floor onto all fours from here. So bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips, with our knees hip-width apart. Gaze at your fingertips or the top of your mat. So we're going to be doing our opposite arm and leg extensions, but this time we're going to be lifting the arm and leg up in line with our bodies. You want to make sure you're not bringing your arm and leg up higher than your body, because then you're going to be arching your back. We want to do this slow and controlled, using the core to hold us steady. You want to keep your hips squared up to the mat when you do this, which means you don't want to be shifting to the side, okay? So let's start with our left arm and our right leg. So let's start by gliding it first. We glide it along the floor. Once it's extended straight, we lift it up in line with the body. You want to reach that arm forward, reach that leg back, then control it on the way back to feel your core engaging. So let's keep going with that. Just do a few more of these alternating sides. So using the breath. So exhale, extend. Inhale, come up and reach. Exhale, bring it back. Keep going. Let's make this our last one. And bring it back to center. Push yourself into a child's pose. Well done, guys. Okay, coming onto our backs now. So knees bent, shoulders flattened against the mat, chin tucked, like you're holding that ball between the chin and the chest. Pelvis in neutral. We're gonna do something a little bit more challenging today for our core. So let's set ourselves up into tabletop, starting with the right leg. Bring that right leg to tabletop, knee in line with hip, shin parallel to the ceiling. Imprint your spine. Drive your ribs down to your hips. Flatten your tailbone to the mat. Lift that second leg from here. Now from here, we're gonna be doing toe taps, keeping your head on the mat. We're tapping one foot at a time from the hip joint. So we bring it down, tap, back to center, other side. So let's use the breath here. We exhale to tap. Inhale back to center. Keep going. Make sure your ribs aren't flaring. You want to keep them tucked under the whole time. We're almost there. Let's do one more on each side. And bring your knees into your chest. Roll side to side. Well done. Okay, placing your feet back on the mat. These feet are hip width apart. Arms are by our sides. We're gonna go into a shoulder bridge from here. So it's a little bit different than the glute bridges we were doing, okay? So this is a classical Pilates move. It's gonna be really good for your spinal mobility, your deep core, and your pelvic floor, okay? So let's get into it. We're gonna bring our feet slightly closer than hip width apart, sorry. We're gonna bring our feet and our knees 2 fists apart. So just make sure they're a little closer together, and you wanna bring your feet closer in towards you. So arms are by our sides to start. From here, you wanna bring your hips up towards the ceiling, and then slowly imagine your spine like Velcro as you peel away from the mat, vertebra by vertebra, until you reach your shoulder blades. Once you get to the shoulder blades, you bring your arms overhead. Touch the floor behind you. Take a big inhale, exhale, bring your arms down, and slowly roll yourself down vertebra by vertebra. So let's keep going with that, really focusing on the spine, articulating it to come up and down. So tilting the pelvis up, also being mindful of that distance between the knees and the feet, not letting the knees open up at the top, which a lot of people tend to do, but just be focused on that as well. Let's do one more. And bring it down, hug the knees into your chest, roll side to side. Well done. You can bring the feet back down to the mat from here. Okay, so now we're gonna get into another core exercise. So we're gonna be bringing just the right leg into tabletop. So bringing right leg to tabletop, knee over hip, shin parallel to the ceiling. From here, we're gonna be doing single leg extensions, keeping attention to the ribs. So you wanna make sure they're not lifting up when you extend your leg. So keep driving those ribs down. We're gonna extend the leg out straight, hover it in the air, lengthen it away from you, bring it back to tabletop. Let's keep going with that. Exhale to extend. Inhale back to center. Last one on this side. And bring the leg back. Let's go to the left side. Bring your left leg into tabletop, and let's go into those extensions. Keep the ribs down. 2 more. Last one. And you can bring that leg back down. Well done. We're gonna go into a gentle hip opener now, just a little stretch. Put the bottoms of your feet together. Let your knees open up and just hold that. Take your hands on your thighs to press down even further, but just be careful not to overstretch here. Taking a few deep breaths. And again. Well done. Okay. From here, we're gonna come to seated. From seated, we're just gonna practice rolling down, but only a small roll down because we're still working on strengthening our core and pelvic floor. So keep your legs bent, take your hands behind your legs. I want you to sit tall. So from here, you don't want to be all hunched. You want to have your shoulders back like you're being pulled up by a string. We're going to tuck our chin from here, round our shoulders, and roll ourselves down, only about halfway or even less. And then roll yourself back up to seated, okay? So just a really tiny roll down. You don't even need to come halfway, especially if you have that abdominal separation. Really just do a small roll down, okay? Let's try to create that C curve though when we do this. Tucking our chin, rounding our shoulders, pressing your ribs inwards, rolling yourself down, and back up to a straight spine. Let's do one more. And come back to seated. You are finished with that, and we are finished for today. And I'll see you guys next time. Keep it up. You're doing an amazing job. Be proud of yourself, and really just take this time to center yourself, connect back to your body. You deserve it. See you next time. Bye.